Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we are going over a brand new product from the guys over at AUXITO. This is brand new for 2024, and what it is their portable tire inflator. Now these guys have been sending us stuff for different videos for a while now. They've been on the channel for a bit. I've got their headlights and tail lights and a bunch of different stuff on my Pathfinder, and I can tell you all that stuff is holding up excellent, working good as day one, so I can probably assume that this product will do the same. Like I said, now this is their portable tire inflator for 2024. It's brand new for this year over at AUXITO. Big heavy duty box. When it's shipped to you, you don't have to worry about any damage and stuff like that. You can see it's made for cars, bikes, motorcycles, different types of balls for sports and stuff. And on the other side, it just gives you a quick rundown of everything that's in there and what you can expect in the box, which I have already opened. So what this is, you can read it right here, is their A501 portable tire inflator. Now, what you get in the box is right over here. You get your instruction booklet, your little manual, you can go through there, a little warning, we'll get to that in a sec. Also in the box, you get not only a USB to charge it, this is USB-A to USB-C, but you also get your 12 volt. So you can plug that in as well, plug it into your cigarette lighter if you got this thing in your car or whatnot. You're able to charge it. If you're out, you got a flat, you're in a pickle, you can plug this into your car, even if this by chance is completely dead. Then, of course, in the little baggie, you get a couple different tips for different things that you may be inflating. You get your one big hose here for inflating most of your stuff, gives you some extension. And of course, those tips will go into the end of that. And then this end attaches to the pump itself. You get this little carrying bag, which fits everything you see here. I know the bag looks kind of small, but once it's open, it does actually fit everything. And then, of course, we get the unit itself. Now this thing is heavy duty. I can show you all the way around. You got some holes for the venting, top, on the side, and on the bottom. Because if you've ever used anything similar to this, these little portable pumps, they do get warm. It's normal. It's not that it's going to overheat or anything like that. It's not going to really burn you, but they do get warm. So keep in mind, if you're not expecting it and you pick it up, it may be a little hotter than you think, especially if you're working on something like this. We got the big meats on the truck. If you're pumping them up with this, it can do it. It might take a few minutes, but it's going to get warm. It's putting out a lot of work to pump up something big like that. If you're doing bicycle tires or sports balls or whatever the heck you're pumping up, small things, don't really have to worry about that too much. But you can tell by the weight of this thing, it's beefy. It's got the stuff inside to do the job and do it right. All right, so starting on the bottom, you can see on the left-hand side, it shows a little battery. That's where you plug in your USB-C cable. It'll go into there. As long as you got something to plug in the USB-A to, you can plug this thing into your wall and it'll charge it up. The DC right here, that's your plug right here with the little lighter attachment to it. You just plug that in, and again, you can charge it up in your car. And then you also can see here, you have a USB. What this is you can actually use it as a power bank. So if you're out and about, maybe your cell phone's dying, or for us, maybe we'll get a tent on this thing one day if you got a little bit of LEDs plugged in, making your life a little easier in the dark, and you need just a little bit of juice from time to time. As long as you got a USB, just your regular USB-A plug, you can plug it into there and it will actually give you power. So you can charge your phone, charge your laptop, again, turn on a little bit of lighting, whatever the case may be, all out of this one little unit. And then if we come to the top, you can see when I'll show you when we turn it on, this is actually a little LED light, and this is where you plug the actual hose in to pump stuff up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to twist that on here to get started. Then we'll turn it on. I'll show you some of the features. And then I'm going to get the truck outside just to give us a little more room. But we'll hook it up I'll air down one of the tires and we'll see how she pumps up the big tires. All right, so we got it threaded in. You literally just turn it on. It's got a little bit of grip here. And if you're wondering what this little rubber coating here is, this is actually a heat resistant rubber. Because like I mentioned, these things can get fairly warm. So if you have this running outside your car, pumping up your tire, maybe you're pumping for 10-15 minutes, it gets too hot. This hose will actually get warm. But now, because you have the little rubber here, it's heat resistant. So it's kind of the same thing, kind of like those rubber oven mitts you can get. So then you can come down here, you can twist it, undo the hose without burning the tips of your fingers. So nice little add-on to this stuff. You don't have to worry about toasting yourself. All right, moving on to the side of this thing, you have your light, your little light bulb here. That's for the flashlight feature like I showed you on the top. Then you have the second spot is a positive and the fourth spot is a negative. That's to raise and lower the PSI once you pick which mode you're in. The center, you have your power button. To turn the power on, you hold down for 3 seconds, it'll fire the box up. To turn it on and actually start pumping, once it's on, you just click it and it'll turn the pump on and you're good to go. And then the last one here is your mode selector. This thing's got a couple different modes like it showed on the box on the side there. So that's where you go through the modes. So if we flip this thing up, we'll turn it on first. So again, come to the side, you just hold down for 3 seconds. She fires right up. You can see nice bright LED screen. It shows you what percentage of battery life you have left right here on the side. It's got an extra little screen. We're at 95%. I haven't charged this thing yet. I've used it a couple times to pump up my kids' bike tires just today. But again, it took no time at all. Pumps it up really well. And then again, it shows you a nice bright screen. So I'm going to grab the manual first before we go through here, just to show you a quick rundown of the book as we go through. Maybe it'll make a little more sense. All right, so now that I got the booklet open, inside there is actually this little thing, because like I mentioned, it does get warm. So they put in here, just says if the internal temperature of this thing reaches 70 Celsius or 158 Fahrenheit, it'll shut down. It's just to stop itself from overheating and destroying itself. And again, leave it for 5 to 10 minutes, let it cool down, restart it up, and you can keep pumping away. The sound, up to 75 decibels. Now, a lot of people complain how loud some of these portable pumps are. In my experience, a lot of them are very loud for the size of them. But if you're outside, for me, say I'm out 4x4ing, if I get a flat tire and I got to pump it up, as long as this little tiny thing can pump up that tire, I don't care how loud it is. It can be heard from miles away, and I don't really care. As long as it's doing its job, which this will, and it has a safety to not kill itself while it's doing it. And now you can see it shut off. That's just to preserve the battery. So basically, this also has an auto shut off. So when you're done pumping, I believe it waits for 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes of it being done, once it shuts itself off, it'll turn off. Or like this case, we just had it on, it shut itself off. 90 seconds. After 90 seconds of not doing anything, it'll shut itself off. That's just in case if you have it in this bag and maybe something bumps it and you turn it on. It's not just going to sit there and drain your battery, and when you actually need to use it, you think it's all charged up. It's not going to be charged. So all you got to do, hold the button for 3 seconds again, it'll turn right back on, back to the LED screen, and you're good to go. Now, this thing actually has 4 modes and presets. So right now, you can see it's pink, you got a little man in the middle there, and it's preset to 40. If we come down here to the mode selector, we'll push it. You can see now we're orange. Preset is 36. You got a little car down here in the bottom. So if you look in the booklet, right up top here, it shows you the different modes. So you got car, bicycle, motorcycle, and ball. The default pressure, 36, 45, 32, and 9. And then the adjustable range, in case that's not exactly what you're pumping up to, you can adjust it a little bit up and a little bit down. So now, if you look, we're on the car mode. 36 is the default. we can adjust between 26 and 50. So you look on the bottom, car mode, preset 36, just like it says. And now this is 20, what did I say? 26 to 50. So if you hold this up, just the plus, you see when it hits 50, let's go back down here, 49 and a half, 50, you go up to 51, it goes to 26 because we're in car mode. So it's preset to only be adjusted between there. And again, we can go all the way up. Once it hits 50, back to 26 it goes. So again, that's car mode. So you go to motorcycle mode, preset to 45, just like it says in the booklet. Now if you go, or this is bicycle mode, sorry. Then if you go to motorcycle, preset to 32. And then finally the ball, because obviously you don't want to blow up the sports equipment in your face, it's only 9 psi. So again, you can adjust all of them. It's preset in here to do what you need to do. And that's that. Then the last mode, which you saw at the beginning, is this pink mode. And this, because this box is actually able to do up to 150 psi, this is kind of like a manual mode. So now it's preset at 40, but if you look, I can hold this and it'll go all the way up to 150 psi. I don't know what you would be blowing up that's 150 psi, but it can get all the way up there. So 150, when you push it, the lowest it'll go is 3. So now you're back to 3, and again, depending what you want, you can manually adjust to whatever psi you want. But again, if you're looking for a specific thing, most of the people I think for using this stuff would be maybe a vehicle, but I think more the electric bikes and scooters and stuff like that. A lot of those guys carry this stuff around. It's nice just to have the preset. If you're lucky, you might even be setting your PSI to the preset amount, and you don't have to adjust anything. It's literally just hit the mode to what you need, plug it in, turn it on, away you go. And now with the bottom mode button here, another feature on this thing, if you press and hold it, because if you just tap it, that's your modes. But as you can see, it's all in PSI. So this thing can do everything. So if you hold this now, you can see now we're in bar. So if you want to pump up something in a different format other than PSI, you got bar, you hold it down again. You got KPA, you hold it down again. You have kilograms per centimeter squared. You hold it down again, you go back to your PSI. So depending where you are in the world, what you're doing, what you're pumping up, what your preferred use is, it also has all that preset in here. And again, just your mode button, hold it down instead of pressing it, 3 seconds roughly, it'll change it. You can see, super simple, easy to do. And now the last feature before we actually fire this thing up and see how it works is the light. So again, just like any other flashlight, push the button. You can see, nice blue LED light. Turn this light off, maybe it'll show you. It does light up pretty well. Of course, this isn't going to be a flashlight like you're going to walk through the bush with. It's more if you're out in the dark with a flat tire, it more than lights up the wheel. You can find the stem wherever you're going to be pumping it up. You got a little bit of light, you're not working in the dark. And then another nice feature, you click the light again, you can see it goes to a blinking red light. A little bit of a safety feature, maybe you're on the side of the road, you got some crazy guy in the blue Pathfinder coming up behind you. If you're pumping up your tire and you just lay this thing on the side, people will see the flashing red light. Just give them a heads up that you're there, you're not going to get run over, they won't hit you, just a little bit of extra protection. And then if you push it again, now you watch the light, it blinks a little bit quicker. So a little bit more, you see, does a quick blink, some little solid blinks, goes faster, just changes itself around just to say, hey, I'm back here, I'm pumping up my wheel, please don't run into me. All right, so what we're gonna do is get this thing outside. We're gonna hook it up to the truck here, like I said, and pump up the tire just to show you. Now, we're in this closed garage. It's going to be louder than you think. But to turn it on, just like that. Push the button once and it fires right up. Not super loud, got a little bit of vibration to it. This thing is, I don't know, maybe 2-3 pounds at most. Not heavy at all, but that's how loud she is. So what I'm gonna do, we'll get outside now. I'll deflate the tire. We'll see how long it takes it to pump up. If you're wondering, these are 33s. It's a 285/70/17 tire. So we'll drop it down, say right now I think I have it at about 35-36 psi, which is weird enough. 36 is the preset. There you go. I won't ever have to change it. But what we'll do, I'll drop them down to say 15. We'll go half, maybe lower, and then we'll see how long it takes this to pump it up. And now, when you are done with the entire thing, you can see she's still on. Come back to your power button. Instead of clicking once to turn it off or to turn it on, you hold it down just like when we turned it on. About 3 seconds, it shuts down, everything goes to sleep. You can put everything back in the bag, throw it in your glove box, throw it in the back seat, throw it in the trunk, whatever you drive, throw it in your backpack if you're on an e-bike or something. It's not heavy, you're not even going to really know what's in there. But if you ever have a flat or you need it or anything, like I said, power, juice, whatever the heck you need, you got it. Alright, so we're in the truck, passenger front tire, which has the weight of the engine and everything, so this will kind of be the ultimate test. I dropped it down to 15, it's sitting in the sun, it's warming up, it already went up to 16. But we're down, we're gonna go up to 35 is recommended on this truck. Of course, this thing, 36 is the preset, so we'll just go off of that. I said I was gonna charge it, I forgot, so we're sitting at 95% right now. So I'll go plug it in, we'll fire it up, see how long it takes to get to 36. All right, so we got her hooked up. You look at this thing, it picks up the PSI, it's reading it as 15.5. So all we're gonna do is turn it on and let it go, and we'll see how long it takes to get her done. All right, so there you go, 36. It shuts itself off once it reaches the PSI that you have it set to. Battery wise, we dropped down to 40%, but again, we drop these tires down to 15 PSI, and then not only is it picking up the front of the truck, which is the engine, and we also have some off-road stuff on here, so you got the weight of the winch, the weight of the steel bumper, and of course pumping up the tire to its PSI that you set your pump to. So all you got to do, take this off when you're done, just like that, put your cap back on, and you're good to go. So if it can pump up this tire, plus like I said, the weight of everything on the front, it did suck down quite a bit of battery power, but it did do it. It's not extremely hot, it is warm, but you can still hold it without burning yourself. And then again, all you gotta do, go plug this into the wall, plug it into your car, charge it back up, and the next time you may need it, it's ready to go. So there you have it, guys, back in the garage. This thing did what it's supposed to do. You still got 40% left. Now some people might think, well, 55% to pump up one tire, that's pretty crazy. But this is not exactly what these are built for. Yes, it can do the tire, just like you see in here. And keep in mind, like I showed you, it's got all the weight on the front of the truck as well. You got the bumper, the winch, the motor, just the weight of the truck itself. So it's not only pumping up the tire, but it's also lifting all that at the same time as it pumps. So if you're using this for, say, a bicycle or even a smaller vehicle, it'll work absolutely no problem, and you're going to be nowhere near that amount of battery power you used. But I figured put this thing up to the real test so it can easily do that. But again, if you got, I know a lot of vehicles nowadays come with low profile tires, easily this thing would pump those up. Yes, they go up to the same PSI, but it's a lot less area. The vehicles are usually a little bit lighter. Even something like my Pathfinder here, it's just got the stock wheels on there. No problem pumping that up. And then if you're the guys on the electric scooters, the e-bikes, bicycles, anything like that, of course, this will have no issues with that. And any sort of sports equipment, basketball, soccer ball, football, whatever the case may be, it'll only take a few seconds, it'll pump that up, and the percentage of the battery will probably not even move at all. And then again, keep in mind, also, you can plug it in and charge your other stuff with this as well. So there you have it. I will drop the link in the description down below. If you use the link, I believe there's a coupon I can get for you guys as well to get you a little bit of money off if you want one yourself. So go down in the description, the link will be there. Click on it, pick up whatever you want. They have a lot more than just these pumps, so check out everything else. And as always, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hopefully we catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.